Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do the last mixed media tag in my tag journal for the year. So obviously there's actually not a lot of room left in this one. I do have a new tag journal ready to go for next year, but that will have to wait until the new year. So this is going to be obviously a Christmassy themed one. I have got an idea in my head about what I want to do for this. I'm not sure how it's exactly going to turn out, but I'm just going to run with it. So what I've done is I've started off with, I have a white tag. I've also cut out another tag from Coordinations. So this is the Tim Holt Craft Core Coordinations, the Nostalgic Collection. So this one is kind of like a wood, well, a brown kind of colour. So I'm going to be using that on as my main sheet for the tag, which I'm going to stick to this at the end. It'll all make sense, trust me. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I've got some kind of like Christmassy ephemera bits here. So, and some washi tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to snip this down and start sticking some of this ephemera down onto this sheet. Actually, I think that's perforated. Possibly not. It looks like it's perforated, but it's probably just the print. So a few bits of ephemera, and I'm just going to start gluing and sticking them down onto the background. So I've got a fair bit here. So what I'll probably do is, because this is going to take me a little while, and it's not much fun you sitting at home watching somebody glue bits of card down onto other bits of card, is I'll put it on fast forward and then you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but just a little bit faster with a little bit of music. So here we go, cue music. Okay, so we've got to that stage. So I'm going to bring out some gesso. And I've got my distressing. I'm just going to put some onto the worktop here. I'm going to get a little bit of a brush. Hopefully a clean one. That should do. And I'm going to take a little bit of the gesso and then mix it with that distressing, just to kind of age it or grunge it down. Now, I don't think it's going to be strong enough, so I think what I'll do is I'll just, there we go. That's a vintage photo distress stain. That's more like it. And then I'm just going to go over the top mix it a little bit more. Just mix it with the gesso. Okay, so that should do. So that's going to give us a nice kind of grungy two-tone effect with the light and the dark from the vintage photo and with the gesso. Okay, the tag is now dry. You can see that that paint has kind of just obscured some of the stickers and just kind of blended them back into the background a little bit because I didn't want them to be too prominent. So the next thing that I want to do is I've got 4 sheets of Christmas paper, greens and reds, which is cool. So what I want to do is just, these are 4 inches by 4 inches, but what I want to do is just cut them down to 3 inches by 3 inches. Four pieces. So 3 inches by 3 inches. There's only 4 pieces, so it won't take long. Okay. Move my trimmer out of the way. And then what I want to do is I want to fold these in half. So let's do it that way. And then take a pencil and a straight edge and then just draw from corner to corner. Just on the one side. I'm going to do the same thing for all of them. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces of paper and now I'm going to bring out a pair of pinking shears, or zigzag shears if you like, and I'm going to cut on that line, just follow it down, and then when you get to the bottom I'm just going to turn it round and just snip off the bottom too. And I'm going to do the same thing on all 3. Sorry, for the remaining 3. Cool. Right, clear those bits away, and then when you open them up you should have some nice pieces of deckle-edged Christmas tree. Excellent. Okay, so before I do anything, I want to go around and just grunge up the edge. So I'll do this for all 4 pieces. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my triangles of paper all nicely pinked around the edges, and I've got some glue. They're all distressed to where I want them to be, and I'm just going to turn them over. See, my glue has gummed up now. That's the first time it's done it. That's it. That one's definitely going to be stuck down nice, isn't it? So starting with this piece here, I'm going to manoeuvre that kind of into the middle, push it down, take the next piece. I'm not particularly bothered about going right up to the edges with the glue. If they start curling, so much the better. So I'm going to stick that one down about there. Next one. About there. And then the final piece about there. Like so. So I'm going to give that a minute or two just to rest and dry, or grab, and then I'll be right back. Okay, that's had pretty much about 5 or 6 minutes just to grab hold of. So the next thing that I want to do is just grab some white gesso, get some water, and we're going to add some splatters, some little that should do us. Get that dried off, cleaned up and dried off. I don't want to get my elbow in that. Okay, now the white splatters are starting to dry. I just want to add a little bit of shadow. So I'm just going to go around the bottom with a little bit of a Stabilo oil pencil, just following the lines where we cut with the pinking shears. Just add a tiny bit of shadow just to kind of separate a little bit. Just take it slightly out, because what we'll do next is just activate that with a water brush. Get some water flowing through it. I don't want it to be too wet. And I'm just tucking the brush underneath, just to create that kind of shadow. Just back and forth. Yeah, it just creates a nice little bit of shadow. I forgot to put some down here at the bottom, didn't I? Whoops. That should do us. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave that to dry. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so my Christmas tree is starting, well, has dried. So I've brought in some of these little plastic gold stars that I purchased for cheap a while ago. And I'm just going to drop a little bit of white PVA craft glue just on the back. It will dry completely clear, so there's no issues with getting it and it ruining what you're doing or what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put one in like the corner of the triangles on the top one. Just a little dab of glue. Drop it down, and then you've got plenty of time to position and manoeuvre it around before it grabs or takes hold. So you can move it wherever you want it. I'll put one in the middle. They're a bit fiddly, but I can't find my precision tool. I think Ian's nicked it for when he's putting his little faux rivets on his machines. But hey ho. So up next, I suppose it would just be as easy just to actually put the glue on the paper. A little on there. Just line it up. So if I put the glue there and there, it's just as easy to stick them down. Whichever way you find it easier or easiest. There we go, and then last three. Cool. Right, so I'll need to leave those for a minute or two to dry. That will give me ample opportunity to go put the kettle on and make a nice cup of tea. Ha! Love it! So it's been about 20 minutes or so, and those stars aren't going to go anywhere. So what I've done is I've just quickly trimmed about 1/8 of an inch all the way around the tag, and I'm just going to flip it over, grab the glue, and I'm just going to add a layer of glue all the way around. Flip it over, and then I can lay it down on the tag and just make sure I've got kind of evenish white border all the way around. give that a push down. Now, I'm not particularly bothered if the line's it's not exactly perfect. Cool. And now I can just flip that over and just with my pencil just mark where the hole needs to be. And then I can grab my crocodile. He says I'm going to have to retrieve it from the other side of the room because he forgot he was going to need it. And then just make sure the hole's not blocked, as it invariably does sometimes. That's it. Just flip that over and then I can pop my hole exactly where it needs to be. I'm not going to put an eyelet in it because that would be unnecessary. I'm dropping eyelets all over the floor now. Oh, this is ridiculous. They've all dropped out. Oh, it's not one thing, it's another. Right, let me tidy up and I'll be back. Okay, so that's now stuck to the card back. So the last thing that I want to do is I've got some hemp rope here, so I just want to tie a quick bow, which I've already done, and I just added a little blob of glue, PVA, just onto the back of it, and I just want to stick it just on the top of my Christmas tree, just to kind of finish it off. There we go, and that's it. There's my little Christmas tea. I must have tea on the brain. I must need a drink. My little mixed media, vintagey kind of Christmas tree tag. So pretty much the image that I had in my head when I first set out to do this tag. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way that that's turned out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this tag. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, then you've got to, because there's still some more days left on my 7 days of Christmas. It's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.